Try to take no damage for like 1 or 2 turns so you can try to build up advantage. What's up, everybody? It's the boy again, Midwest Chief. I'm bringing you today, low key, personally my favorite deck of all time in set 1 is Blue-Red Military Knights. So as I said, Knights is going to be the Knight Ruler, 11 life, 3 attack, 3 crit. The resources, had the flexibility real quick. Anyway, moving on. So let's start off with the units. We have R.R. Misaki. She is a level 3, 5/5/2. While she's on the board, damage to you becomes 1. Normal timing, you can take 1 event card, put it into the graveyard. Well, 1 of your event cards, put it into the graveyard, and deal 4 damage to a unit. This is my favorite card in the deck. Every time I play it, I just start liking it more and more. I'll go over the events at the end of the video. We're just going to focus on the units first. And yeah, okay, I said enough about her. I don't know if it's a boy or girl, but since R. Misaki's the name, I'm going with girl. So next up, for more annoying defensive cards, we got 4 copies of Mr. Obsolete. As long as Mr. Obsolete is in an attack zone, combat damage to me becomes 0. He's a 3/3/1. So just slapping 2 of these on the board and having a center is just like, they got to get through this 3 cards. I'm probably not taking damage that turn, especially with all the events and combat tricks I play in this deck to try to keep them alive. It's probably going to be a bad time for them. Yeah. Next up, I play, what is your name? Combat Engineer unit. He's a 2/2/1. He gives all military on the field +1 HP. So yes, even himself. So that 3 HP gets annoying. Then if you got 2 of them on board, it's 4 HP. If you got 3 of them on board, it's 5 HP. It's just, there's some pretty fat level 0s. They also make Captain Liberty pretty fat for 5. They make R.R. Misaki a 6. They make Buster Kong a 4. They make you'll see you'll see it later on in the video. Next up, we play 4 Alice Wonderland Avenger. She is a 4/3/0 counter level 1. When you damage check her on type of energy, so she kind of helps me keep my energy up. Besides the Spartans, Panzer Marines that I play, so I can keep playing like level 3s. She's also a very defensive card. Another thing I like to do is when I put her in my defensive zone, I can use all my events to like keep her alive and stuff like that. So sometime between my events alone and her, I can just tank a whole turn. The whole point of this deck really is to just keep trying to tank turns. Try to take no damage for like 1 or 2 turns so you can try to build up advantage. Or at least build up a favorable lead against your opponent. Next up is Spartan Panzer Marines. Just touchdown once per turn, hard once per turn. I can untap an energy. Next we play 4 Colonel Bigwig Owl. This is like a hyper important card. This is like almost as important as R.R. Misaki. Just because this helps me draw a card when I get a damage check, help me build up a hand again. I can start playing more combat tricks down. This also, when I deal with my opponent a damage, I draw a card. I love opening this up turn 1 if I'm going first and just smacking them, because it's a 5 body. They probably ain't going to deal with it. I probably will have a combat trick set to keep it alive. And he can just really start generating you a lot of resources if they don't deal with them right away. Next up is, what is your name? Sergeant First Class Rampart Elephant. He has a touchdown effect. He's a 4/3/2. His touchdown effect is called Set Hut. Set Hut effect is he gets +2 HP and Defender, meaning he can move to the defensive zone after he's done attacking, and he keeps that 5 HP until the end of the opponent's turn. So if you got a unit like the Combat Engineer, he'll be 6 HP on your opponent's turn. If you got 2 of them on your side, you just want to drop 1 in the middle, he'll be a 7 HP. Got all the combat tricks to keep it alive. Just an all-around annoying creature to deal with sometimes. Next up, for the last of my Zoo Brigade package, I play 2 Buster Kongs. His counter effect is his touchdown effect. His touchdown effect is to deal 4 damage to an enemy unit, and he has Breakthrough. Last but not least, for the units, I play one Captain Liberty. Captain Liberty has Stars and Stripes Forever. He's a legendary, and I can remove 3 counters from the game and summon him from the hand or graveyard without paying his level cost. And he has Defender, so he's just a nice card to keep recurring back over and over as the game goes longer. I feel like if you play blue, one of your legendaries has to be Captain Liberty. You can play Win-Win if you want to, but by hands down, one of them has to be Captain Liberty. That's just how I feel. We're going to go on to the events. I play quite the number of events. First up, we play Just a Flesh Wound. This basically blinks the damage that's on it. So let's say if like your unit gets hit for 5 damage. If you do Just a Flesh Wound, it's going to heal as much damage as it took. So basically, it undoes that damage to it. Sometimes, depending on what setup you have and what board they have, if you just flip this over, while you got like a really big like RR Misaki or Mr. Obsolete or just the Sergeant Elephant or anything, it kind of ends the turn. Next up is Rite of Redirection. Reduce damage to either you or an ally unit to 0. So you can either use it to shield one of your creatures if you want to keep a creature on board, or you can use it to shield yourself. So it's a shield for both you and the opponent. Unlike cards like Absolute Zero Field or Shields Up, it only protects you. That card can protect either one of y'all. So that's why I like that a lot. Next up is Desperate Resistance. It gives your ally unit plus 3 HP for the turn. Depending on how you're set up, this card could come in clutch. Like, for example, if you got 5 HP and they swing with a Gash Rakudo or they swing with an Applebolt, which are both 7s with Breakthrough, you can flip this over, go to 8, and tank and don't take the Breakthrough damage. Also, you can use it in conjunction with cards like Just a Flesh Wound. So let's say if you got like Captain Liberty, you can go, when they swing it, okay, activate Desperate Resistance, bump it up to 7, then activate Just a Flesh Wound, blink the damage. Liberty is still going to be a 7. And that sometimes also ends the opponent's turn. Next up, just for longevity, just to try to get Captain Liberty out my damage, because, oh boy, I hate damage checking my Captain Liberty and not having a way to get it back, is Supernatural Citizens Act. And it's a counter, level 2, so it kind of sucks if you draw it because you got to pay 2 to play it, but it just heals 1. Feels great if you damage check it, though. Feels absolutely phenomenal. Next up is going to be the Buster Clothesline. Yeah, it's kind of costly. It deals 6. I was thinking about playing 4 Buster Kongs, but sometimes you just need to be able to deal more damage on the board. Plus, your main focus is RR Misaki. So, if these start getting clogged up in your hand, you can just play the RR Misaki and just go ahead and just start setting these and setting these to the graveyard. So these function for their original purpose, but RR Misaki is on the board. You can also look at these as level 0 burn 4 cards. Burn 4 to a unit card. Last but not least, is one win-win. I play a lot of heavy things, like a lot of level 3s and 2s, so I kind of want to make sure I have my resources always active so I can start doing things. It's also just a draw. And I kind of really didn't like any of the other level 3. Not level 3. I didn't like any of the other legendaries in red. Because I think in blue is only Captain Liberty and Win-Win for right now. But like, I could play the Regiment Commander, the one that says on touchdown, search your deck for a card and set it on top. I might just keep it as Win-Win. I haven't really decided yet. If you want to play the I know why I'm not doing that because he's a counter. I don't feel like taking out any counters. All right. Thank you for talking me through that, Mogul Lights. Anyway, that is for my. I got really tongue-tied this video. Don't laugh at me in the comments. I don't know why I got so tongue-tied this video. Anyway, that's it for now. Gate closed.